A pilot found a city no one else has ever seen, and it vanished forever. In 1986, a seasoned pilot took off on a routine flight across South America. Clear skies, filed flight plan, nothing out of the ordinary, until he radioed something no one expected. "I see a city below, but it's not on the map." He landed, refueled, took off again. But when he tried to return, the city was gone. No record, no trace, as if it never existed. This is the story of the pilot who landed in a place that shouldn't exist. And to this day, no one can explain what really happened. Our story begins in June 1986. Captain Alejandro Torres, a charter pilot with more than 12 years of experience, took off from a small private airport in Argentina. His destination? A remote research station near the Bolivia border. He had flown the route before. The weather was perfect, everything was normal, until it wasn't. Midway through the flight, his GPS began to flicker. Then his compass stopped responding. But the skies were clear, the land below calm. Alejandro radioed air traffic control. He sounded calm but puzzled. He said, "Instruments acting strange. Visuals are clear, something feels off." That's when he saw it, a city glowing in the middle of dense forest. Roads, buildings, even a landing strip. But his flight maps showed nothing there. He contacted air control again. "I'm seeing a city below, requesting identification or confirmation." Air control replied, "Negative. No populated zones or airports in your radius. Confirm coordinates." Alejandro confirmed. Still nothing. But the city was there. He could see it with his own eyes. Ignoring protocol, he descended. The airport was real, small, dusty, but operational. He landed safely. People waved him down. He described them as friendly. But their language wasn't quite Spanish. No uniforms, no signs, no logos, just smiles and silence. He refueled, paid in cash. No one asked questions. After about 40 minutes, he took off again, still confused, but unharmed. Back at base, Alejandro was immediately questioned. "Why did you change your flight path? Where did you land?" He showed them the fuel receipts. He gave them the coordinates. But investigators were stunned. There was no trace of any landing strip in that area, no runway, no buildings, not even a cleared field. Satellite scans showed nothing but solid rainforest. Even stranger, the fuel in his tank was still full, exactly as it had been before the flight. The hour he claimed to have landed, it was missing from the GPS logs completely. Gone, like it never happened. So what happened? Some believe it was a GPS glitch or a hallucination brought on by fatigue. But Alejandro was well rested, experienced, and there were physical signs, fuel usage, landing gear wear, and even soil samples. Others think he stumbled upon a hidden military base, a location scrubbed from maps and later covered up. But the most mind-bending theory, a dimensional slip, a brief moment when Alejandro crossed into a version of reality that wasn't ours. A city from a parallel timeline, visible and visitable for just a few minutes. Alejandro never flew again. He refused interviews. But in a single letter to an aviation magazine, he wrote, "I know what I saw. I know where I landed. I just don't know if I was supposed to. The coordinates still exist, but every search ends in jungle. And yet, 2 other pilots have reported seeing mysterious lights in that same region. One even described a ghost runway that disappeared into fog." So what did Captain Alejandro Torres really experience? Was it a hidden zone, a classified experiment, or something far stranger? Maybe, just maybe. Sometimes our world overlaps with another, and only the skies know the truth. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. More mysteries like this are coming soon, only on Shadow Files.